Hey guys, it's Dr. Berg here. In this video, I want to show you what's behind sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is not really a sleeping problem, it's a sleeping symptom. It's an air obstructive pathway problem. People with sleep apnea can't breathe because there's something obstructing the pathways of air getting into their lungs. So if you're not breathing, you're not going to sleep. So that's why they use the little CPAP machines to force air in there, and then you can sleep better, right? There's a couple things that I want to show you what's behind the scenes. And number one, if you have sleep apnea, usually you have a collapsing of the back part of the sinus, back of the throat area, and it starts to, what's called atrophy. And atrophy is kind of a sagging, drooping tissue that can then obstruct the breathing pathways. And it can come from many different things. People say it's obesity, but there's a lot of skinny people that have this, and there's a lot of fat people that don't have it. So it's not necessarily the obesity that does it, but you could have some excess fat back there. That's possible, but we don't normally accumulate fat in the back of our sinuses. So that's very unlikely. But the things that people are doing to get fat usually are causing other problems in the body. And that's the connection. Number one, the immediate thing that I would do if I were you, if you have this, is change your diet. One is that you want to avoid milk. Any milk products, ice cream, and even cheese, because that will create a swelling back here right off the bat. And anything that creates inflammation will be a problem. So allergies, food allergies, are a big problem. Sugar is a big problem because sugar will cause swelling of the different tissues. It's very inflammatory. And if someone has this problem, before I do anything, I will change their diet. Get them off the sugar, get them off wheat, grains. That would be bread, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles, and milk. And then see if it clears up. It might just clear up. And then they might have allergies, because during seasonal allergies, when your sinuses are all clogged up, well, that's going to also create a problem with this as well. If you have allergies, hives, asthma, anything like that, one of the best remedies would be royal jelly. And that is a kind of something they get in the beehives, where it's a little excretion of a fluid that the bees put to help grow the queen bee, to help to fertilize that. And there's something in there that is really good to help neutralize allergies. So that's one thing I would recommend if you have a problem with allergies to the sinuses. And then sinus congestion, I would go after the eating first and then see if that just doesn't just clear it up. And then high cortisol, that's high stress. That can also shrink a nerve that's connected to your brainstem, one of the cranial nerves that goes to the back of the sinuses. And so one of the symptoms of high cortisol, or being on prednisone or cortisone, for different conditions, that can create a problem with you developing this condition. So if it's that problem, I would recommend my cortisol support product, which basically what it does is it supports inflammation, it supports adrenal, it helps to support the deeper cause of that, and that will help reduce inflammation, and then you'll start breathing better. If you have allergies year-round, that could be a fungus growing in your sinuses because you had a history of antibiotics, but it can also come from other things. So if that's the case, then I would work on your gut. Establish friendly flora, build up the good bacteria in your gut, and that will definitely help this. Okay. The last thing I'm going to recommend is apple cider vinegar. Why? Because just by dropping the pH of your body just a little bit with apple cider vinegar, like a teaspoon in some water every day, it will instantly increase your oxygen carrying capacity through your body, and you'll actually breathe better. And you should just try it to see if that works for you. I guess there's one more thing I would do as well. A lot of times people, like at night, have a hard time breathing in general. So having plants in the room will increase your oxygen. So in my room, I have several plants, and I find that if I sleep with a plant next to me, I actually breathe better. So that's just, try to sleep in a greenhouse, right? You'll just have more oxygen. Or even in a thunderstorm, you get more oxygen in the air. So those are some tips to help sleep apnea, and I will see you in the next video.